Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I'm going to be helping those of you who want to start a save in the National League North and South, and I'm going to give you a little bit of assistance with some player recommendations. It's an interesting video. There's a lot of players in here that I wish I had when I was doing my Bath City save in my Started from the Bottom series. You can look at that up there. Yeah, they would have really helped me massively, so I'm hoping some of these players can really help you out. So I've started a new save with a new club just for the purposes of this video. I have joined National League North side Hereford. If we look at the league, I don't know where we are predicted to finish. Is the season preview there? It is there. So we are predicted to finish in 15th place. So you know, we are not the team with the biggest budget. We are also not the worst. So it'd be interesting to see how many of these players that I have earmarked would want to come and join us. I mean, obviously I could have been bigger clubs in the league. I could have been York, I could have been Chester, or I could have been, who are some of the big hitters in the National League South, I wonder? Havant, Chelmsford, Wealdstone, I think Maidstone as well. I think they've got a pretty decent budget. I could have been some of those teams. I decided against it. I thought, why not? Let's go to Hereford and see what they've got. So I've already put together this shortlist. So without any further ado, I will jump into that. First player I want to talk about is Alex Crean. As I mentioned previously, some of these players would have helped me in my Started from the Bottom series. We did actually sign Alex Crean. He is currently my backup goalkeeper in League 2. And has done a really good job for me in the National League North, National League South, sorry, for my Bath City side, and then the National League as well. Decent goalkeeper, good bravery decisions, good in the handling and reflexes area. The bit that does let him down is his positioning of 6. Has been released from Arsenal. Decent goalkeeper, but I think the other two on this list are slightly better. So this is 19-year-old Luka Nakov. He is, Macedonian, as I said, has been released by Bromley, having not played a game for them. Decent reflexes and handling as well. Good decision-making, concentration and determination, which are all pretty good for a goalkeeper. He has positioning of 9, which, as I said, is better. He's also got 11 free kick taken. So if you want your goalkeeper to take your free kicks, why not? I think he's a good option. It's probably someone who I would have looked to have picked up instead of Alex Crean had I known that he was there at the time. And the best goalkeeper is Maurizio Schiapler. Yeah, let's say that. A 20-year-old Italian who looks like a Napoli youth prospect who has then been released by another club in Italy. This guy has unbelievable stats. So really good aerial reach, communication, command of the area, good handling, really good one-on-ones, really good reflexes. I actually think this guy could do a job in League 2 right off the rip. Let's approach to sign him and see if he wants to come in. He would want to come in. He would want to be our star player. That's not a problem. And then you can look at getting him on a part-time basis for 1 year for just £500 a week. You can't ask for much more than that for a goalkeeper of that quality. When I put together this list, I tried to incorporate a certain amount of players in each position, some that would be easier to pull in than others, some your club reputation would need to be bigger to attract them and then want to play. A lot of them are English, so you shouldn't have to worry about any work permits or anything like that, or at the very least they are of a nationality of a EU country. So moving on into the right back spots then, we've got Joshua Webb here. Looks like he's, what is he, ex-Aston Villa youth kid, played for Kidderminster, Rushall and Kilmarnock more recently. Decent technique, good tackling, passing and marking, not too bad at all, good first touch. 7 crossing for a fullback in the National League North-South, not too bad. Couple of 10s all across his mental attributes, and same again, double digits for a decent amount of physical attributes. I reckon you could get him pretty easily. I don't think he'd break the bank too much. So if your team is in need of a right back, Joshua Webb would be a good way to go. Another option in the right back slot is Alex Pike, ex-West Ham. As you can see in my face pack, he is in a West Ham kit. Doesn't necessarily have all the technical attributes that the last guy had, but is slightly better across the board in more of the mental attributes, is decent in the physical attributes as well, with 16 stamina, setting the trend as his best stat. Again, another option in the National League. He's not too bad at all. He does have decent tackling. He's got, pretty good passing, pretty good marking. Like, he's solid without being spectacular, which I guess you kind of want from your right back. Bit of a weird one now. So we have a guy who can play right back naturally and also central midfield naturally. Ex-Norwich player by the name of Bilal Kamal. Again, decent across the board, decent marking, tackling, heading into the 10s. If you can get double digits in these, that's sort of where you're looking for, really. I think some of his stats are slightly suited more to the centre midfield role, but obviously that little bit of versatility in the fact that he can play two positions naturally will help out your team, especially at this level. Moving into the centre back positions now, we have Jordan Cork, a 19-year-old who has been released by Everton. Really good across the board here, so really good heading, good marking, good tackling. I'd like that technique to be a little bit higher, but beggars can't be choosers at this level. Really good positioning, actually, decision making, decent enough bravery, good anticipation, good aggression as well. So he actually should be pretty good at winning the ball. Decent in the actual physical attributes that allow him to move. He is only 5'10". I prefer ball playing centre backs, so they are naturally a little bit shorter. So that wouldn't bother me personally, but obviously I know that at National League North-South level, having someone who is, 6'4" to just constantly head the ball over and over and over again could be what you're looking for. Next up, a centre-back who is very close to my heart, Mikel Parker, the ex-Arsenal, Liverpool and Millwall centre-back. He is fantastic. I've used him personally in my started from the bottom save. He's amazing. He's still playing for me in League Two. Couldn't ask for anything better, especially at this level. As I said, he joined Bath City. Will want to come in as an important player. Would like to bring in a former friend or teammate. I usually would just exclude that. I'm always happy to improve the coaching staff and look at it improving midfielders anyway. So I'm happy with that. He's happy with that. Comes in on £375 a week on a part-time deal for a year. Another player from Norwich City then is Aaron Akuma. Again, like Parker, has decent attributes all across the vital ones for a centre-back. Good heading, marking, tackling, etc. Good technique as well. Not necessarily as good a passer as Parker, but, good bravery, determination, positioning as well. All in all, I think he has some attributes of being a really good centre-back whilst also being 6'1". Again, let's see if he would be willing to join. He's personally not willing to join Hereford specifically, but I know that he would join certain clubs in the National League North and South. I think pretty much everybody joins on this list would join Chester and York. Some of the others I've not really experimented too much, but I definitely know that you would be able to sign these for those clubs. Another centre-back for you guys to take a look at. He's another 5'10" centre-back, so some of you may be put off, but his natural fitness and physical attributes in the pace categories, coupled with his determination, decision-making and positioning, make Tom Gaston a superb player, actually. Again, as I mentioned, some of these players, I wish I'd found them in my Bath City save. Having been released from Bordeaux, the 18-year-old Irishman looks like a really good bet. I mean, obviously, does he have good long shots? Who cares? He's a centre-back. He's got full finishing. Again, I don't care. I just want him to win the ball and pass it off to someone who can actually make a difference further down in this list. Tom Gaston, as I said, really good player. Would highly recommend. So moving on into the left-back role, we've got Joe Muscat here. Released from Salford, but formerly of Bolton Wanderers and Tottenham. Really good all across the board. Looks like he could play a little bit further up the pitch as well with his crossing and dribbling at levels like that. 10 free kick taking is also not bad for this level. Love the physicals on him, almost in double digits in every category, and good for the work rate and teamwork ability as well, because most fullbacks at this level, you just want them to be able to get up the field, so you've got bodies in an attacking position, but also be able to get back, so you also have the bodies in the defensive position as well. Would really rate this guy, Joe Musker, would really rate him, would happily fit into many teams at this level. Again, he's happy to come in. Obviously wants us to improve midfielders and coaching players. Wants to come in as a star player. That's fine. As I said, £675 a week. You could probably haggle them down if you wanted to. But again, another player who is willing to join Hereford, who, as I said, are predicted to finish in 15th. A little bit more versatility in a player now. So we have Tyler Brown, formerly of Crystal Palace and Kingstonian. Looks like he made his name at Barnet initially as a youth prospect. Not only can he play left back as a natural, he's not too bad as a centre back either. He's definitely got the stats to play in both positions. As I said again, 10s all across the board in physical. You're going to see this quite a lot in this list actually. As I said, bodies up, bodies down. Helps you win games in this level. As I said, as well, good positioning. Really good composure for a defender, actually, of 13. You won't see too many forwards with composure of 13 that are willing to join you in the National League South or North. 6'2" as well, just under 12 stone. Young fullback, as it said. I'd recommend this guy as well. There's so many options in this list. You could go for a number of them. Again, is willing to come, wants to improve the coaching team. Everyone wants us to improve midfielders. Maybe that would be an area that you need to improve upon. £800 a week, so slightly more expensive than Muscat, but there are several options for you off this list. One player I did miss out here is Jimmy Mas, the Frenchman, 18 years old, has been released by Lyon. Really good player by the looks of his stats. Would be an interesting one to see if he'd come to Hereford. As I said, I'm pretty sure he would sign for a top-end North-South team. But yeah, it looks like he would come in, wants to be a star player. Again, that's not a problem. £450 a week part-time wage. Jimmy Mas actually would be one of the star players in this division, in my opinion. He's got all the stats in all the right areas to be the right back or the right wing back, depending on what formation you want to play. I'd happily spend that money on this guy. Adds a little bit more to your team. Obviously, may not speak English, but you can work around that. You can send him on an intensive language course, yada, yada, yada. Definitely look at Jimmy Mas. I don't know if it's just me and it's because I pick clubs that are in the sort of southwest area of England that this is always a recommendation from my scouts. James Bailey, having been released from Yeovil Town, he is the man in the engine room that will make your team tick. Experienced midfielder as well. This is just what you need in the sort of middle of the park. He does come in wanted by quite a few clubs, as you can see there. Barrow, Grimsby, Dulwich Hamlet, Weymouth and Eastleigh. All at this level apart from, I think, Barrow and Grimsby. Are Eastleigh National League North or South? No, they're not. Eastleigh, so there's 3 teams in there that want him at National League level and a couple of teams that want him at National League South level. Would he come to Hereford? Yes, he would. You go in, he wants to improve the midfielders. My scout's already given me a recommendation of this guy. He's better than my next best centre midfielder, Tom Owen Evans. I think he's ex-Newport, Tom Owen Evans. Anyway, wants to come in as a star player, negotiate contract, will come in, $650 part-time wage. Again, you could do a lot worse than James Bailey in the centre midfield. More of a defensive-minded central midfielder now is Julian Thomas. He's a German, has been released from VfL Bochum, former Hoffenheim prospect as well. Good tackling technique, passing is sort of what you want for a defensive midfielder, a sort of halfback. He's going to be able to break down the play for you. Probably not one of the best players on this list, but if it is a position you are looking to improve, I don't think Julian Thomas is not too bad for a free agent. At 19 as well, you could definitely do a lot worse than Julian Thomas. Similarly to Thomas is Romaro Vieira. Again, looks like he's been released from Leeds. You can see in my face pack again, he's in a Leeds kit. Very decent, all across the board in the technical attributes, but where he really shines is in his mental and physical attributes. Whilst he is only 5'9", so his jumping reach is not the best, Really good central midfielder who can sort of set things up for your team. He is wanted by Aldershot, Barrow, Dagenham and Redbridge, Dover, York and Boreham Wood. So they are all National League sides. But will still come to, well, he's still willing to listen to a contract for Hereford. Important player again, 650 a month. You save on, doesn't want to sign an on fee, doesn't have an agent, so again you save yourself a little bit of cash there. Another good player in Romaro Vieira. Time for another Englishman in the centre midfield spot. Can also play defensive midfield if required. Is Matt Carter, the former West Ham and Charlton prospect. As I said, you know, a lot of these players are going to have certain attributes that lend themselves to being one of the better players in that division. And I definitely think that Matt Carter has that with passing and tackling in the central midfield spot. He's also got good decision making, good positioning, teamwork, vision and work rate. 11 stamina's not too bad. I mean, obviously you'd like a little bit more, but again, really good all across the board. Knows the league, knows the nationality, knows what's required because he is English. Hasn't made a professional appearance by the looks of things in his stints at his two clubs. And maybe he could be the man to take you to the next level. If you want someone who can play on both wings, then look no further than Nassim Lanka. The Frenchman has been released, as all these players have. They are all unattached. Right only, balanced personality, really good pace on this sort of guy actually. 14s and 13s for acceleration and pace respectively. Decent flair, good off the ball as well, good work rate, really nice technique. And this crossing of 14 with 12 dribbling and 14 first touch, this guy is gonna feel like Lionel Messi in this division. Hopefully he will be willing. Oh, he would. Star player, oh my god, the team I could have built if I was able to have done this at the start, hey? So again, another one part-time, £450 a week. Cannot argue with this. Landmark goal bonus of 15 goals. I'd actually be quite worried that he could get that. If your team's set up correctly, he could 100% hit that landmark. Obviously, I've not scouted any of these players, but just look at the stats on him. Yeah, okay, he may not be all there mentally when in terms of anticipation and stuff, but God, you could do so much worse than Nassim Lanka. If you're looking for versatility in your midfield spots, look no further than Donald McDermott. He's an ex-Manchester City player. If you watch my Retro FM series where I dive back into Football Manager 2010 and I am at Man City, Donald McDermott has just left me for a nominal fee. I can't remember what it was, but obviously remember this was 10 years ago. So Donald McDermott can play all across these three attacking midfield spots, attacking midfield, left, right and natural, left, right and centre. He is a natural in all of them and is also a natural in the right midfield spot. Look, as he's left footed, I imagine that's as an inverted winger. Obviously he's wanted by clubs, same again, you know, a lot of these players are wanted by clubs. Haven't seen his last club is Swindon, maybe fancies the Southwest, who knows. Might want to stay here if you are Bath City or Weymouth or Hereford. You know, there's a few different options here. But look at this, you know, double digits in all the good attributes. Really nice, solid mental attributes. Yeah, he's not the fittest. He's not going to be able to jump very far for you. But do you need that in a winger? Probably not. He reminds me a little bit of Connor Stanley, who is in my Start From The Bottom series, who is available as a free transfer in the second season once he's released from Manchester United. Looks just like him actually, but Stanley has a little bit better in the crossing and dribbling sections, but obviously wouldn't have probably joined the National League North-South. Really good player, can play a multitude of positions. Couldn't recommend him anymore for this level. Would he join Hereford? He would. Would like to be captain. I mean, that's a very odd request. But, I mean, this is my current captain. He's got 14 leadership. What do you have? Donald. 5. Get out. Get in the bin. Moving down the list then, we have Liam Bellamy, released from Dagenham and Redbridge. Has some experience in the National League by the looks of things. Decent across the board without being spectacular. Good stamina and strength. Kind of what you want for a centre midfielder, really. As I said again, bodies up, bodies back. Bodies up, bodies back. 6'2" as well, so he is a bit of a lump in the centre midfield. It's kind of what you want, just in there, who's able to break up play but also string a pass together. to your more advanced players. I think he'd work pretty well when you do have wingers, being able to break things up, as I said, and then just look for these passes out to the left or to the right. Issam Ben Kimis is another player who I couldn't recommend enough. Look at these stats for attacking. As far as like a dribbling, finishing, and first touch, you'll struggle to find strikers that will join you at this level with those attributes. Really good passing as well, good technique, good tackling, really nice mental attributes where it counts as well, and really solid physical. Plays short passes as well as a player trait. It's kind of what you want with your central midfielders. You don't necessarily want them spraying the golden Hollywood ball all the time in the National League North and South. Released by Doncaster by the looks of things. Would he join Hereford? He would. Would like to go on an intensive language course, and would like to strengthen midfielders. Everyone wants to strengthen midfielders, mate. Don't you worry about it. You're not the only one. Come in part-time, £425 a week. Absolutely no problem at all. We are almost halfway through the list now, and we have a bit of Dutch flair coming in with Danny Cox. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Danny Cox. Good first touch, really good passing for this level. You know, it's exactly what you want. Really good passing of 15, good technique. This is the man who will set up your attacks. Yeah, he's got 3 strength. He's 5'7". He weighs under 11 stone. You kind of want this guy to be a creative player. If you compare him with someone who is willing to do the dirty work, or maybe in a 3-man midfield as maybe a Mazzala, I don't know what he does there. Would prefer to be in a 2-man or in the middle of a 3-man grouping. That's not a problem. Do you want to sign for Hereford, my friend? You do, or you would be open to it at the very least. £550 a week. And as I said, not too bad, can't complain. Another player who has versatility in spades is Maziar Kruya. Oh God, I'm getting that so wrong. If there's anyone who fancies a go at pronouncing that a little bit better in the comments, please do let me know. This Afghan winger is part of the Bath City save that I have on the go at the moment. He does start the game with a damaged cruciate ligament, and is out for 7 to 8 months. So this is maybe someone you pick up towards the end of the season. Something you could offer is, I believe you can offer them a trial until he is kind of fit enough to play again. He is seeing a specialist, so he will recover pretty quickly. I haven't been released from Walsall. He's really good in my save as well. Offers lots of versatility. Really, really good. He would absolutely decimate the North and South National League divisions. Moving a bit further up the field, you have Cameron Stewart, ex-Lincoln, Ipswich, Doncaster, Barnsley, Leeds, Charlton, Hull, Blackburn, Burnley, Yeovil, Man United. This guy's been all up and down the Football League. Is a natural and attacking midfielder right and attacking midfielder left, for those of you who like to be Pep Guardiola in a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-2-1. Good crossing, good dribbling, coupled with the pace and agility, make him a really good bet. Solid enough passing for a winger. All you need to do is get them to encourage them. All you need to do is to encourage him to pass rather than shoot, and you are away. Some decent traits as well. Knocks ball past opponent. Works well with his pace already. Likes to beat man repeatedly and tries tricks. Is an interesting one to have on a winger as well. Similarly to Stewart, we have Fabio De Souza, an American who looks like, I don't know what team that should be. What team are you? He had a team. I don't know who. We made 3 appearances for them. But anyway, Fabio De Souza, attacking midfielder left, naturally, is accomplished at midfield left if you wanted to play him there. Similar, but just with a little bit less pace, actually. So good crossing, dribbling. First touch, 10 on the passing is nice. 12 on technique is also very nice. He's very good off the ball as well. Decent acceleration, but maybe not the best top speed. If you need a left footer to play on that wing, he's not a bad option. Another hero who has left us at Bath City is Northern Irishman Dan Rooney. As I said, I had Dan Rooney as he was cover for me for the positions that I wanted to play. Really good at attacking midfield and central midfield. Good all across the ball. The 10 finishing is really underrated for someone who can play central attacking midfield, to be perfectly honest. Good dribbling. He's got all the attributes you want in a central attacking midfielder at this level. 10 long shots. you would be surprised at the amount of long shots Dan Rooney is capable of scoring at this level. He'd probably be, for me, in the position and the formations that I play, he'd probably be one of the first players that I'd be looking to bring into this team. But if you did want a bit of Spanish flair, look no further than Nicolas Garmendia. Yeah, I think that's right. Tremendous technical attributes having been released from Udinese. Really good mental attributes where they count as well. As I mentioned, the 10 finishing is really good for a central attacking midfielder, but Garmendia comes with better dribbling, first touch, passing technique, and a whole host of mental attributes. Now, I know Dan Rooney would join. Would Garmendia join Hereford? He would. Also being interested in his services from elsewhere, we aggress you or the following conditions. Improve the coaching team and midfielders. Sure, whatever. Again, £775 a week is quite a lot, but I reckon Garmendia would have an absolute field day at this level if you could secure his services. Jordan Cox is another one who I've seen banded around the forums. Having been released from Aston Villa, can play on both wings if required. Again, nice corner taking actually, and the solid mental attributes along with the physical attributes really do set this Englishman apart from some of the others on the list. Will be highly sought after, as you can see. Clubs in League One are looking at him. Blackpool, Bristol Rovers, Cambridge, Cheltenham, Chorley, well, not Chorley, but Gillingham as well. He would be open to joining Hereford, but it looks like you would face stiff competition for him. £850 a week. I could probably adjust my budget to accommodate that. Yeah, I can adjust it, and I could afford £850 a week if I wanted to. Another player who will be highly sought after, as I said. So if you're gonna start a save, you really need to get in and get these players immediately. It seems like the heavens have opened outside as I'm recording this video, so apologies if you can hear the rain and the microphone is picking that up. As we look at what I feel is going to be the best player on this list, Francesco Di Nolfo, Italian 20-year-old. Just look at this guy. Honestly, he is phenomenal. Resolute personality as well is pretty decent. But just look at this guy's technical attributes. Crossing, dribbling, first touch, long shots, passing, technique. All in the yellow there, so they are all 11 or above. Outstanding mental attributes. 16 natural fitness for a winger is just what you want. That's 11 pace is plenty. This guy looks like an absolute superstar. As I said, for some of these guys, I reckon this guy could play at League 2. Wants to come in, wants to be a star player. Absolutely fine. Not a problem. How much do you want? 600 a week? Done. Absolutely done. If you're looking for a striker, look no further than Ricardo Campos. Having been released from Juventus, he may not want to come to Hereford. I understand this. But some of you guys who are potentially looking at doing saves and want to have a slightly easier ride of it, looking at Chester or York specifically, you know, look at this guy. Who is he wanted by? Portsmouth. He's wanted by a League One club, for God's sake. Look at that. Just look at the ability all across the board. The flair, like the flair, the pace, the composure, the bravery. Oh, it's all just next level, isn't it? Do you want to come? Even he'd come to Hereford, man. Come on. He wants us to improve the coaching team, intensive language course, strength, and yeah, whatever, man. That's fine. How much do you want? Oh my God, £600 a week. Could you imagine if I had him up front? How much easier would my save have been with Ricardo Campos as my striker? Or any of these players as in the team? What? I wish I'd have had this list at the start of my save. Let's put it that way. You want some goal bonuses, but who cares? You could probably ask for a little bit less or ask him to score more goals. He'd probably reach 25, not a problem in this league. Next up, we have Nathan Clements, having been released from Bournemouth, or Moneyfields, interesting club name. This is what I would call a utility player. He's not going to wow you, but as I said, he can play as a utility player. Natural in attacking midfield left, attacking midfield right, and striker. He's not going to set the world alight. He's not going to be your top goal scorer, or is going to play the most minutes for you. but he can play in 3 key positions for this level, so he's not to be overlooked, is Nathan Clements. Next up, we look at Lewis Archer, who is an English striker, good finishing, good composure, good natural fitness, 12 pace is going to make him feel electric at this level. Good decision making, good flair. I think he could be a pretty good striker for you. He is right-footed and he's only right-footed, but to be perfectly honest, with his 12 pace, 11 finishing and 12 composure, he will score goals in the National League, North and South. He will score goals. You have my word. Islam Ruiz is the next player, Scottish attacking midfielder or striker who's been released from Chelsea, having had a stint at Swindon as well as a whole host of other clubs by the looks of things. Again, it's the versatility aspect. He can play striker, he can play central attacking midfield. He's good whilst not being spectacular, really nice physical attributes, balanced personality is not too bad, I'm sure you could change that. Runs through the centre with the ball and comes deep to get the ball, so maybe is suited more to the attacking midfield role. 11 finishing, 11 composure, not too bad. Is wanted by a decent amount of clubs, looks like a lot of League Ones, probably because of his connections with Chelsea. We go to sign him. He will come as well. You know, look to improve the training facilities. Oh, that's the first one of those I've seen on this list. Well, that's not happening, is it? Let's continue. How much does he want? He wants £900 a week. You know, you guys can barter this down. Again, he wants a goal bonus. Interesting, but not as. He wants more money than Campos. Well, I know who I'd rather have. Just a few more to go then, and here we have Janito Lopez, the Spaniard who has left Newcastle. Really good ability here. These numbers that you're seeing here for dribbling, finishing, and first touch and heading. You're not going to see many strikers. You're not going to come up against many strikers in the National League that have got that, especially with 12 pace and 13 acceleration. As a good young striker, could be completely moulded into whatever you want. Again, wanted by clubs higher up, but okay, this is one who doesn't want to join Hereford, but if you are higher up, definitely take a look at Janito Lopez. Jamie Gray, another striker who can get things done for you. Good finishing, dribbling, first touch around those marks. Good long shots as well. So, you know, you've got a couple of different options on what you want to do with him. Really good mental attributes. Really good pace attributes. He's going to be short. He's short. He's not going to score you a lot of headers, but he's going to be nippy. He's going to be able to break that offside trap. He's going to be able to stretch your opposition back line. I think he worked really well in a 2. Prefers to be the right man in a 2-man pairing. I think that position's perfect for him. Playing off a big man, getting those flick-ons and running through and slotting past goalkeepers. As I said, wanted by a whole host of clubs. These are a bit further down, so I'd like to think that Jamie Gray would sign for us, and he would. And how much would you want a week, Jamie? £400 a week. Again, another perfect player for this level on a very, very small wage. Now, this is the guy who everyone rants and raves about on the forums. Welshman Jamie Thomas. Having been released from Burnley, I've seen numerous people on the forums say that this is the best player that you could sign. You will see him in many, many saves online, but you will also see that he is able to carry your team up front, not only in the National League North-South, not only in the National League, but I've seen saves and iterations where Jamie Thomas is the top goal scorer in League 2 and is taking teams into League 1. So if you're on a long-term save, you want to stay at a club, you want to take them to the next level, the upper echelons of the English game, this is the guy. I've seen it happen time and time again. He is wanted. He's wanted by League 1 clubs. Adelaide as well, a couple of Australian boys in there. He would join me as well, so this is the thing. And go to finalise the promises just to see how much he wants. He wants $925 a week. Can I afford that? Not quite, 850. So I'd have some negotiation to do with him. He'd hit those goal bonuses without a shadow of a doubt. And potentially the man with the best all-round stats package on this list is Luca Navarro. Having been released from Bolton, I think it was when they had all their contract issues. This guy, just look at him. Just the amount of yellow everywhere, the 20 determination, the determined personality, so he'd be good for mentoring groups as well. He is wanted, of course he is. A smattering of clubs there, Chesterfield, Notts County, Rochdale, so they're not the biggest clubs. You've definitely seen bigger clubs on this list after some of these players. Previous breakdown in talks. Interesting. I don't remember doing that. But this shows that he was open to it. If it's broken down somewhere, that means he's been open to it at some point. If you did like this video and you found it useful, don't forget to like the video and let me know in the comments section what division you would like me to do next. I'm probably going to look at the National League as it's a division that I know because of my started from the bottom save. But yeah, let me know. I'm open to doing as many divisions as you see possible. I'd like to stick in England, but we shall see what you guys say. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.